Norm used to do a lot of jokes about that, going back in time to kill Hitler.
Yeah,
but he said like he just thinks he would go back and he would be converted. He would just fall into the gaze of his dark black eyes.
Dude, the
people always fucking want to murder Hitler with their time machine, right? But then I feel if I got back there, I'd be afraid of falling under the spell of his fucking beautiful eyes.
It's true. You
want oratory, and
be
then
locked in the gaze.
Yeah, and then I join the fucking party.
That's
knowing
his
me.
thing. He gives you his full attention. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, maybe there's
Norm,
something to this guy.
No, but before you ask another
420 is one of my favorite comedy clips.
We came up with that on the way to the studio.
It's
we were just
so
like,
good.
I was like,
You
dude,
know what I'm talking about? It's 420 on their podcast, him and Norm's podcast.
we were
And Norm's like, look, he's like 420, and he's like, you're saying it's about smoking weed.
Yeah. So this is what they say. 420 is a code term used primarily in North America that refers to the consumption of cannabis and, by extension, a way to identify oneself with cannabis subculture.
He goes to the Wikipedia and he's like, oh, look at that. It was a statesman from Austria.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he starts reading about it. And then he's like, he did this.
Odd-looking duck.
Odd-looking duck, but he has black eyes. Yeah. And then he goes, oh, hold the fort. Hated Jews. And then you go, well, he's dead. He goes, I didn't even know he was sick. It's so good, dude.
Yeah. That's not what mine says.
What does yours say?
Mine says 420 was the birthday of Austrian-born German politician and the leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. A fella went by the name of Adolf Hitler. But this guy, there's a picture of him. Adolf Hitler, very compelling kind of a figure. Odd-looking duck. But there's something about his eyes. Hypnotic. His eyes are almost entirely black. He was a decorated veteran of World War I. And he joined the war. Hold the fort. He hated Jews.
How funny was it? The 9/11 Airlines.
oh my god,
How'd you
that was
sit through
great.
this? How do you do this? 9/11 Airlines. He's like,
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy. Oh, 9/11. Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11 again.
I was drudging through blood and bones in Manhattan to find my brother. It turns out he was in Northern Canada. 9/11 Airlines reminds me of that tragedy. You know what the number one worst airline was? 9/11 Airlines. It reminds me of that tragedy. Dude.
I tried to tell him not to laugh. Adam. I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
Is that when we just started, when we looked at each other and just started laughing?
Everyone was just like, what the fuck?
Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're going to go to hell.
The hole you can get into on YouTube with all of his stuff, it's just crazy.
Oh, he was my favorite comic of all time.
It's fucked up.
He was. Have you been watching Bernie Mac though?
I do love fucking Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac, dude. And obviously Norm.
Yeah, but Norm, even before I ever met the guy, he was always my favorite comic. I thought he was brilliant.
Do you want to hear my impression of the
That's going to be you if you don't lose weight.
You want to hear my impression of the 9/11 call from Johnny Carson?
911 call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Yes, it was.
Why do you laugh at that?
You said it.
Johnny Carson died at 80 years old.
Okay, Johnny Carson died at 80 years old. Would you like to hear my impression?
This is a fun story. I'll give you this. I don't think I've ever told this one. I was writing like bad sketch jokes my like first year in LA with a friend of mine at the Coffee Bean. I don't even think it's there anymore, across from the mall. And it's late and they're about to close down. And in walks Norm MacDonald. And the girl says to me, who I'm writing with, this girl that I worked with at a production company, she says to me, she goes, "Oh yeah, you know who that is, right?" And I go, "Holy fuck, holy shit." And she goes, "That's the Bob Dole guy." I go, "The Bob Dole guy?"
I would have ripped her eyes out.
Hey, I'm Bob Dole. And pipe down, you damn hoodlum.
I mean, I was like, "It's fucking Norm MacDonald." And
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I know, I forgot his name." I was like, what?
God.
So we sit there and I'm kind of fanboying out and I'm just kind of, like not trying to face him, and he's ordering coffee and I keep kind of looking over just to like, cause you just want to get a glimpse. Cause when I'm 22, I just moved to LA. I was like, fuck, holy shit, it's Norm MacDonald. He comes in there where the coffee is. He looks over. She's a pretty girl. Okay. And obviously doesn't see me at all. Doesn't know I exist. And he's kind of trying to talk her up a little bit. He's like, what are you guys doing? And she goes, "Oh, we're writing sketches." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I know a thing or two about sketches." And both of us were like, "Yeah, no, we know." Like, and I started stumbling. I'm like, "No, I'm a fan of your sketches,"
right. Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go next door. I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel, Barnes and Noble. There used to be a Barnes and Noble." He goes,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel." I'm laughing, thinking he's just making jokes. And he goes, I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back." And he walks out, and I'm like, "Whoa, how fucking cool was that?" Hand to God. He comes back in with a Steinbeck novel and sits down by us and just starts talking.
Oh my God.
I swear on my life.
Oh my God.
It was almost like you started a Norm engine and he just wanted to talk. So he just started talking and talking and talking and telling stories. And I shouldn't tell it, like, I don't want to fuck it up, but the best story he told, I said, "What was your most, like, secret fun thing that happened at SNL that, like, what was some inside shit?" And he goes, Smigel and I, Robert Smigel. If you don't know who Robert Smigel is, he's Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Mr. Rickles, this may be presumptuous on my part, but I would be so honored. May I sniff your butt?
He goes, "Smigel and I, we used to write sketches for Tracy, because we knew Tracy Morgan. We knew Tracy, he was bad in table reads. He couldn't read for shit. He's a fucking stumble through words, So one time we wrote this sketch that we knew was going to tank. Lauren hated it. And we showed it to Tracy anyway because we knew he had trouble reading. He had someone helping him read. He had bad time with S's. So we wrote this sketch about this guy who's like a gay animal handler named Brian Fellows. Do you remember that sketch?
Yeah.
Brian Fellows?
Brian Fellows spent 4 years in Thailand as a volunteer for and later director of the Southeast Asian Animal Rescue Project. He subsequently served as Director of Animal Operations at the San Diego Zoo and Undersecretary of the Interior for Wildlife Management.
Brian Fellows, Brian Fellows, Brian Fellows, Safari Planet.
And he goes, if you look, the best part for us was it was Brian Fellows, 'S, Safari Planet. It was 3 S's in a row is the sketch that we pitched. So in the room, even though the sketch was bad, we knew Tracy would go, "Brian Fellows, this is Brian Fellows."
I'm Brian Fellow! Yes, I'm well aware, and I didn't mean to insinuate anything by that. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. Let me tell you, I once saw a video of a monkey washing a cat. That's crazy!
Okay. All right, this is nuts. You have clearly
Brian
overstated
Fellow.
your credentials.
I'm
and
Brian
wasting
Fellow.
my time here.
I'm Brian
out,
Fellow. Good, go. And take that monster with you and tell him to stop smiling at me.
And Norm goes, he goes, "That is the funniest thing. We used to fuck with Tracy all the time." And dude, I was like, my heart was filled with comedy warmth.
Yeah.
This is the most wild part. Again, I don't believe that this happened. To myself, I'm going, this is a lie. You're making this up.
Right.
But she's my proof. We walk out when they finally close the doors. After they're like, Mr. McDonald, you can stay. You know, the Coffee Bean kids are sitting just listening. We all walk outside, and he starts taking off, kind of headed north on La Cienega. And as a joke, my friend goes, do you want to ride? Are you walking? And he goes, no, I don't want to get in the car with you. And we start laughing, and he goes, okay, shotgun. And he comes and runs, sits in the front seat.
No.
I swear to God on my life.
Oh, my God.
Her car. I'm sitting in the back seat, and he's showing us where to go, and we drop him off at his house, and at this complex. And he gets out, and he kind of opens the door, and we didn't say anything the whole car ride.
Right.
We just listened to him going, left here, right here. And he gets out, and he turns and looks in the car, and all he said, he just goes, good luck, or whatever, and closes the door.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my Norm MacDonald moment in comedy. But because he was one of those guys that I was like, when he did Weekend Update, I was like, that's the funniest guy to read.
He was the best at that.
Yeah, because
I don't find it funny. He was the only person that I found funny in that position.
He didn't care. The jokes were him making a joke about the joke.
Right. I think that's
how
what it was.
funny it was.
Yeah.
And after I saw him do that, I thought that's the guy that can write jokes better than anybody that I didn't know anyone that could write a joke like that, where it's like, it's really clever, it's funny, but he throws it in the trash. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like he wrote it, he's like, ha ha, and throws it away.
Adam, I got to talk to you. You've been working with all these guys. You've been working with Norm, probably. You've been working with him for a long time.
Yeah, but Normie, no, I think what he's bringing up was when me and Norm, when we did Billy Madison, I said I would tell.
Yeah.
The story.
Yeah. So that's like the first time you guys worked together in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Movie. I mean, it was the first.
That was our first movie.
Hey, we're right here, guys. We're right here.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. When I graduated first grade, all my father did was tell me to get a job. Hey, you want to feed that donkey some beer? Get it all messed up? Maybe later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Norm and I did the movie, and Norm is we didn't know each other's acting style. Yeah.
Right.
So me and Norm are best friends in the movie, and we're out at the pool. We're doing a pool scene. I'm Billy Madison, of course. So old Billy's gonna talk to you and Frank.
I played Frank.
You're gonna turn and clarify everything.
I get nervous with Normie behind me, but
yeah.
Man, why did I have so many drinks I can't remember? What's today? October? It's Nudie Magazine Day!
So anyway, I'm doing a scene with Norm at the pool, and I tell him, I say my line. I think I did it very well. And then I'm like, let me see how Norm, ping-pongs this line back. and so there was a little bit of a delay, and I was like, old Norm likes to take his time.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe it's an acting technique, right?
Maybe he's going deep for this. Yeah, right. And then I'm waiting a little longer, and I'm like, wow, he's really milking this one. And then a few more seconds, I noticed old Norm was sleeping. Right? Remember that?
I got to start.
Sir.
You fell.
Oh, man, Billy, I just thought of the funniest thing. Billy? Where's Billy? He's in school, man. Oh, yeah.
Asleep while the camera was rolling.
Well, they wanted me to play a drunk.
That's right. That's right.
And so I said, you got some booze?
No,
But also he called me Frank, and in my mind I was thinking, who the is Frank?
That's right.
You know what I realized with that movie as I was doing it? Because the movie was grown-ups. And I, in the movie, kept going, like, every time they were at a scene, I kept walking up and going, hey, guys, can I be in it?
Oh, yeah, it was at the
"No."
beginning and end of every scene.
So I realized that halfway through, wait a minute.
Damn, no, it was the best.
This
You
feels
killed
like
the
a
hardest at read-through, too.
This feels like a guy trying to get in a movie. It was like I had shown up on the set. In real life, I'm a famous actor, Norm MacDonald. But in this movie, I play an unknown man named Geezer. Hey, Lenny, old son of a bee sting. I heard you were in town. You remember who I am, right?
Yeah. The guy from on Golden Pond, right?
Golden Pond. You still got it. It's Geezer. Well, Geezer, I play Geezer, who is me, actually. Geezer's just an old chunk of coal that, you know, they're going to have a 4th of July fireworks on the lake, you know, on a barge. Can I at least go with you guys to that and watch it, you know? It'll be like the old days. We used to do that. Well, hey, if we didn't, we should start. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Geezer's always like the odd man out. Hey, Lanny, you guys are all eating here. How come nobody phoned me?
Well, no, we just kind of ended up
You
here.
make me sound like I'm some wicked witch of Milan.
I
need so not for I do good things. I do charity for children.
Yes.
Well, hey, is that your wife sitting on the crap?
Yes.
He wants to be a diamond someday, just like everybody. So I says to the judge, I says, if it lasts for 6 years, it isn't really a temporary restraining order, is it? Whoa, hold on. The idea was Fred and Adam were talking, and, you know, instead of just having actors, just make it all guys that Sandler knows and loves, I hope. He loves me, because I love him. Say, hey, it's me, Geezer. I'm your husband's best friend. It's so fun to be around these guys, because Sandler is, like, hysterically funny. Chris Rock, David Spade, Schneider, Kevin James is incredibly funny. So being around these guys, it's hard. It's very hard for me to be the funniest of all. But I do it. I manage. Man, Hilliard's daughter is looking incredible.
Oh, yeah. The blonde or the brunette?
The hot one.
Ooh. Finally a man shows up. You like what you see?
Ooh. Yes.
You're gonna have to catch it.
Well, I gotta go. I hate to leave you, but I'll chase him to the end of the earth. What people don't understand about movies is you have to memorize literally hundreds of words and then say them in a row. Lenny, I didn't get to hang out with you all week.
Oh, Geezer, we're hanging out now, aren't we? I'm sorry, man.
You know, it's an interesting thing. You say sorry. You know sorry is not in the Bible. Please forgive me. That's the way they say it in the Bible.
That's cool. That's an interesting fact.
Completely true, except for the Bible part. So it's fun to be able to improvise because it's so hard to remember words in the order they're supposed to be. Hey, what about they're going to have a 4th of July firework. Listen, it's not as hard. It's not as hard as coal mining, but it's actually harder than coal mining. But I like to say it's not as hard as coal mining because it makes me sound like a man of the people. It's actually much harder than coal mining. Those coal miners, man. Huh. What do you call a kangaroo wearing sunglasses? Beats me. Usually on movies, you have to work with actors, and that's not that fun. But when you work with your old buddies, that's the coolest, yeah. Since when do you guys stand in lines? Don't you remember what you used to do without me all the time?
Backdoor shuffle.
Yeah.
We really gonna do this?
Backdoor shuffle.
Hey, come on. Should I come along?
No, you just stay, keep our place in line.
I'll stay here.
Okay,
I'll stay here then.
Ladies and gentlemen, a sad moment in grown-ups history. We're saying goodbye to Norm MacDonald.
Thank you very much.
Ever the grace to the shores of water.
Thank you, Dennis.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this world, so I stay.
Too magic to win. I'll play you over and over.
Can I tell you a great story about Norm MacDonald?
Go ahead. Norm Kenny?
I don't know what the story. Oh, it's the dog story in Vegas.
Here now is a dog story about Norm in Vegas. Go ahead.
It's the greatest story in the history of the world. Norm's in Vegas, and they give him a massive suite because he loses about $11 million a minute.
Yeah, and that World Series of Poker kind of stuff, right?
That was well before that.
Okay.
The World Series of throwing away your money.
Oh, and now for the World Series of throwing away your money, here's Norm MacDonald.
And he has an associate named, can I give her name?
Sure, yeah.
No, Lori. I'm not going to give her whole name.
Lojo.
Okay, so we got her whole name. And she's adorable.
And her family's listening.
Right. And she has a dog a little bigger than my tennis shoe. And so we're going downstairs so Norm can lose some money. And Lori leaves the dog in the suite. When we come upstairs, the door is open to the suite. Mm-hmm. And it's impossible to get in unless you have a key. So obviously the dog had opened the door and left because he was fed up waiting. And the entire inside of the suite was on the floor. Wallpaper, lights, pillows, stuffing, everything.
Yeah.
And the dog was downstairs in the jail with people, with other guys, with drunks and stuff. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
Norm, is this true so far?
What?
Norm, is this true so far?
It is true, and then what happened was there was a band of gypsies in the next room.
Don't hear that name in here.
Yeah, they're lurking at the outskirts of town, but they must have gotten this suite because they pretended to trip down an escalator or something, and they were going to sue Lori Joe's dog for emotional distress.
The
Don't you love
gypsies.
having to go downstairs and bail this dog out like you would a gambler or someone who tried to steal? The dog was in jail.
Is this your dog?
And they have video of the dog in the jail cell trying to escape.
I've seen the suite. I mean, I can't even. The wallpaper doesn't come off a wall in Vegas. He took the wallpaper off, and he had watched everything he could watch on television and left.
What kind of dog is this, Norm?
I don't know.
It was a boxer.
What was that dog?
Wow.
Because you know how boxers know how to they throw up their hands, so he was able to open the door from the inside.
Yeah. I'm confused. Where did the gypsies come in again?
They were living next door.
Oh,
They were
okay.
trying to sue everybody.
All right. So the gypsies were living next door.
You don't believe this story, and it's 100% true.
Well, Norm, I believe. I don't believe Super Dave. I believe Norm.
The dog got loose in the hall and traumatized a gypsy child.
Well, what happened is a gypsy child opened the door, and the dog was walking down the hall with a couch.
A gypsy child. Hey, where's my couch going? Who's got my couch? That dog is taking my couch. Oh, my God.
You know what was great right before the show went on?
Too much sugar.
He laughed at something that I said, and a thing came out of his nose like Niagara Falls.
No, don't tell people.
No, I'm not telling him. I'm just telling him.
But the
And
folks
we
at
had to
home know
bring
they
in
know
a
that.
towel to get it off.
It was
Because
a big towel.
Like, oh, it was
huge.
I was going to grab it with my hand.
It was like the towel.
so
It was like the
big.
towel they handed Louis Anderson after that dive.
No,
it was a
but
big
the
towel.
The folks don't need
I'm not going to say that ever again. I
Don't
apologize.
ever
I
say that
apologize to both
again.
of you.
I mean, it's sticky lie.
Yeah, it really
okay,
is.
go ahead.
Obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm MacDonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly, and then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed, and I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like I'll be out in the world walking around and people will say, I saw that when you were with Harlan or when you were with Norm or with Will, and that really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now.
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people? That I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm MacDonald was this person who would come... you all know Norm MacDonald, but Norm MacDonald, when we'd have him on in the early days, to this day, I've never interviewed anybody like Norm MacDonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm MacDonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up to, I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm MacDonald. This might go off the rails really fast. Type of guys.
Yeah. I mean, Norm MacDonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm MacDonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, tell me, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean, really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan." I'd be like, "Really? You purchased a..." Yeah, I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters. And I'm like, "You have 3 daughters?" "Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, kind of, well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly." And I'd be like, Well, one day this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, now, Norm, I tell you, and then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
about halfway through where it's going.
I mean, I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes, we call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually? We could just queue it up on command.
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw you saw an amazing thing happen. And if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, "Oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne Smith." And I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
Straight to the
Everybody knows now Norm MacDonald died 2 days ago, and I got the news like everyone else, just absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea. And there's been this seismic reaction, which is appropriate, completely appropriate in the comedy world. And a lot's been said about Norm. And I just had this very strong feeling yesterday that I needed to talk to people about it and talk to people who, like me, experience Norm in the moment and really try and understand what it was about this man, this very improbable, unusual man. What made him so different? And I maintain that, we are accustomed, sadly, to losing funny, talented people all the time, and we grow accustomed to it. I think Norm's impact is only going to grow, and I think his significance in comedy is only going to expand over time because he was such an incredible talent, and trying to describe what made Norm different is so difficult. And I think so far I think I've read everything that's out there, and I'm hearing, to be fair, people were all taken by surprise. You're just hearing he was an original and there was no one like Norm. And I keep thinking, no one's getting to it. And I just wanted to take a stab today to try and understand what exactly it was about this guy that was so brilliantly unusual and is going to be so lasting, and his work is so important. And one of the things that speaks to, I was having a conversation with Jim Downey and in the wake of Norm's death, and Jim Downey, and I was trying to get to what is it that made Norm so different, and he reminded me, he said, on Weekend Update, we would do, there's a dress rehearsal, which I know because I worked at Saturday Night Live. There's a dress rehearsal, and he said, the best way to test a joke on Weekend Update is at dress rehearsal. If it does well at dress rehearsal, it will do well on air. If it doesn't do well at dress rehearsal, it will bomb on air. It's the best way to test it. And he said that Norm would do a joke at dress rehearsal that they both loved, and it would get nothing. And when Weekend Update was over, Jim would say, yeah, it's too bad that joke didn't do well. And Norm would say, yeah, I know, but we got to do it. So he would do jokes that he knew were going to get nothing.
Yeah.
If he thought the joke was worthwhile, he didn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Now, that is very uncommon. That is very...
Well, he never pandered.
He didn't pander at all. And that takes... that's what made me think about the line you said so many years ago, Andy, it almost terrifies me, his fearlessness, because it was the thing he did so many times on our show, which I thought was absolutely outrageous, was he would launch into these long stories that you quickly realized were farmers' daughter jokes
or shaggy dog
stories
just absolute horse shit
stories. And he would go on and on and on, and I'm so happy that the moth joke has been getting circulated so much from our Tonight Show, because it is completely outrageous what he's doing. It is it's the Tonight Show, and he is telling this very long story, and he's taking all the time in the world. And I love it just because even though I was there, I'm delighted every time I see it.
Yeah.
I every time I see it, I'm delighted with it, because
what he's doing is breaks every rule. Brevity is the soul of wit. That is the rule.
Yeah.
Keep it, and man, he completely, like Picasso, blew up the form. He goes and he tells this joke forever and then finally gets to this punchline. And you can see that everyone's delighted, but he has broken every rule in the book. And I was talking to Lori Joe, and I asked her if it's okay if I related this, and she said it was okay. But she said that not too long ago, someone asked Norm about the moth story that he told on our Tonight Show, and that she said, the guy wanted to know what made you have the nerve to do that, and that he said that, it was that goddamn Frank Smiley. He said, I was only supposed to do one segment. And then suddenly in the commercial break, Frank came over and said, you're doing another one, because whenever I had Norm, I was greedy. I wanted more Norm. I always wanted more Norm. And so he didn't know that we were going to ask him to do a second segment. He had nothing planned, absolutely nothing planned. And so as recently as not that long ago, I think this was a couple of months ago, he was telling somebody, damn it, that was Frank Smiley. Hey, get back out there. Conan wants more.
So he heard that joke from Colin Quinn.
Uh-huh.
And he did the segment, and it was he had 7 minutes prepared.
Yeah.
And so he basically, you say, and then he's done. He's done. You say, we'll be right back with more Norm. And he goes, I've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
So then he remembered the Colin joke, and it was a 20-second joke. So he asked you, how long is the segment?
Uh-huh.
And he was hoping you'd say 20 seconds.
Right.
But you said 7 minutes.
Yep.
So it became a 7-minute joke.
Yeah, and he's doing that. This has to be understood. He's doing this on the fly.
Yep.
So his way to slow it down that he came up with on the fly is he invents...
It's a Chekhov play.
It's a Chekhov play.
With Russian names.
And there's a sadness, an ineffable sadness in life weighing on the character's soul. And and I'm thinking, who... I've never met anybody who would take that chance and make that choice. And I'll never meet anybody like him again.
He was the ballsiest comedian in the history of comedians. He
was taking that, and he was saying, the joke doesn't matter. Like that, he would watching that, seeing that clip again, you're getting to see his brain.
Yeah.
He's just showing you his brain. And the notion that the joke is the thing, the joke isn't the thing.
No, it's the journey.
It's taking a stroll through this guy's brain and hearing the choices that he makes and what he has to say. And, and I think that was kind of what, there was so much of what he, would say, well, that doesn't matter. This matters, and what mattered to him was his own self-expression, was spreading his own kind of genius and his own point of view. There's a clip out, he did some roast, and I remember seeing it at the time. I can't remember who it was that he was roasting, but all his jokes are things.
It was Bob Saget.
Was it Bob Saget?
Yes. And it was unbelievable.
It was, but all the jokes were things like, Bob often has a lot of things on, Bob often has things on his mind. It's when he's wearing a hat. It was all these dad jokes, intentionally bombed.
Right.
And then I didn't even know this, but I remember feeling okay, Norm, I mean, these are funny, and you're funny doing them because you can't help but be funny, but this feels a little hostile, why are you breaking from what this, you were invited to a costume party and you came, in a tuxedo, whatever. He didn't play by the rules of the thing. Turns out the producers told him, really go for it, really get him. And Norm was like, you're going to tell me what to do. Here, I'll do this. I'll do the softest, lamest dad jokes I can come up with.
Yeah.
And it was just a fuck you to the producers. It looked weird at the time. It was funny in a way, but it still was just it was Norm doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
It was still hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like Norm couldn't not be funny.
Yeah.
I've had this gnawing regret this last day and a half, and it's reading all this praise for Norm, which again I believe is completely justified and will endure. And it's been a regret that he didn't get to experience this. You know, he took so much flack in his career. He took so much shit. And yes, he knew that he had fans, but I wish, you know, it's a common wish for people, but I wish he had been able to read the stuff that's being written about him. I wish he knew how beloved he is, and also how in awe comedians are of what he did and what he meant, and how you know,
how important he was to the people who are probably the most important people in the world to him.
Yeah,
you know,
and he, you know, I wish he knew that, and that's the one regret I you know, he kept his illness a complete secret from everybody. And that was his choice, and I respect that choice.
See how it's done.
But selfishly, for me, I wish I had the chance, and I wish a lot of us wish we had the chance to go in and tell him, you were a singular artist, and you've really made a huge difference, and I mean, if nothing else, I don't know of anybody that could make me laugh like that.
What was it like working with Norm? Norm's a special guy. You know, everyone who meets Norm, you can't help but fall into his cadence. You know, yeah, Rudy, how you doing there, Rudy? I knew a guy named Rudy one time there in Toronto, you know. And then, of course, he'd go on 5 minutes later and do a corny punchline.
Everyone that meets you does an impression of you.
What?
You're one of those guys that you make such an impression on people that everyone that meets you does a Norm MacDonald.
I don't care for any of those impressions, by the way. You know how they say impressions are the highest form of flattery? Well, no, they say it's the highest form of flattery. Anyways, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a rare and special guy. He was a brilliant guy. He was a brilliant mathematician, actually.
Really?
Yes, in his younger days, and he got moved ahead in grades, like way advanced in grades, probably more than he wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Because he was like in high school at a very young age, and kind of felt a little, you know, out of it, because socially he certainly wasn't at that age, but he was so brilliant mathematically that he felt a little awkward socially being moved so far in advance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But you can tell how brilliant he was, because that, you know, math figures into comedy.
And timing, right?
And you can tell that's what goes on with Norm.
Anyways, this is what I get. I do a perfect you. I go, all right, let's hear it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can do an impression of myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey. That's the impression.
I've never heard you say that. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Hey.
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, yeah.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no. I need someone like you.
Any funny stories you'd like to share with us about you and
About Norm?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's passed. I don't think he'd mind this one. Norm loved to gamble, and there's no secret to that. And sometimes he'd go in on Sunday to the office there on SNL, and he lost a bet or something. I guess it's a big one. And he was really mad. And then he tried to stomp on a phone, and he wrenched his back. But he was so mad that he said he slowly pulled the phone apart to assuage his anger, but he did it really slowly because his back hurt so hard. Oh my goodness, Norm was one of a kind, that's for sure.
You definitely will be missed, absolutely.
I know it's time to close my eyes to old ends, open up to new friends, leave my heart in Berlin, where the tables turning, seeking out the new vibe, running streets that
noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, People would have maybe, 6 opinions, Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You go, God damn, that guy's opinionated. 2 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard.
I used to do that.
What about this joke?
Alex Trebek set a Guinness World Record for most game shows hosted. The previous record holder was Who Gives a
Is that a game show host? Oh, how about this? College freshman Scott Damerow, Larry, set a new world record by using his head to bust 142 eggs, and he now officially holds a place in the Guinness Book of Retards. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Why are these dirty?
Ready, set.
Earlier today, the biggest auction ever of Beatles memorabilia took place in Tokyo. Among the one-of-a-kind items on the block were Paul McCartney's birth certificate, a white Mercedes-Benz owned by John Lennon, and rarest of all, a photo of George Harrison not looking haggard. Have you ever seen one when you think about it? In a recent interview, Paul McCartney confessed that Bob Dylan turned the Beatles on to marijuana. In return, George Harrison turned Dylan on to looking old and haggard.
I've never seen a picture of George Harrison not haggard.
He's somewhere, he's be-haggard. He's like beleaguered and haggard. Like he's haggard with a beleaguered
Be-haggard?
thought. Yeah.
scared of letting go of everything and I don't let it
Are those your jokes that you wrote today?
Yep.
Okay.
Been cracking them out.
Okay. I am going to prove something right now. Read the jokes to me.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, and if it's a fish, I eat it.
Meta.
Yeah.
I hate meta. Some people keep trying to get me to do meta comedy, so there you go.
I heard a joke.
Yeah, there you go, Norm. You got it.
That was a take by the night monkey.
All right, hold on a second. Go ahead, Norm.
No, I'm terrible at telling jokes, but a guy, he gets a genie or something that gives you wishes in a lamp, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's like, oh, no, that's not it. He goes to his whole head is a giant pumpkin. That's how the joke starts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a giant pumpkin, and then his friend goes, what happened? He's like, I found this genie in the lamp, and he gave me 3 wishes. And he's like, what happened? He goes, well, the first wish I wished for like $100 million, and I got it. And then for my second wish, I wished for like a beautiful lady, and I got her. And the guy's like, yeah, but what happened? He's like, the third wish, that's where I really blew it. And the guy goes, what happened? He goes, I wished for a giant pumpkin head.
You guys got it. Really, put a CD out together.
You know what I really hate? You know what I really hate? If you go anywhere with him, like for a couple of days, he does that on purpose. He'll tell jokes with no ending on purpose.
I don't think you need one. Sometimes you can tell a joke like that.
And then that happens.
You don't need to have a joke.
You want to read a joke?
Sure.
You read them so good, but do you like his meta jokes?
He's a deep guy, you know. He's a young guy that's still finding themselves, so he's meta.
How many Polish guys does it take to screw in a light bulb? The question cannot be answered because Polish people are so fucking stupid that no matter how many of them are available, none of them would ever be able to complete that simple task.
This is a meta joke. Have you aware of these meta jokes?
How many comedians does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
2. One to do it, and the other guy to go, how long's he been up there?
I like that.
On stage.
Yeah, because I was going,
how long?
This is the post-punk comedy. Now, this might be too...
He's not one of those sabotaging guys that's afraid of success.
No. No, this is a new type of comedy that may be a little advanced for the likes of you and me. To tell you the truth.
Try to take
I think that's what it is.
He had to do what's called anti-comedy?
Anti-comedy or meta-comedy.
Yeah.
Anti meaning the opposite.
Before we begin, I have a quick public service announcement. Would anybody, please fuck Martha Stewart?
Oh, I got that one.
What?
I don't understand that.
What?
That's weird, right?
Too soon.
It's meta.
Meta.
Do you like the meta comedy?
Meta world peace comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy I like.
Your mom is so fat she developed type 2 diabetes and congestive heart failure. Snap! I don't get that. That so fat she just something.
Well, it's kind of an anti-joke.
It's a literal, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know these new meta jokes?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Well, she's so fat, you expect a joke, but then she's just so fat.
I get it.
If thinking that women are not funny, emotionally irrational, and less intelligent than men makes me sexist, then yes, I am sexist. Another meta joke.
Is it?
Sort of.
Boy, was it hot outside today. I went out to buy a California Pizza Kitchen signature pepperoni frozen flatbread, and by the time I got home, it was perfectly cooked and entirely eaten. 100% true.
Oh, you ate it. See, I love the laughs. I love the laughs. It's just weird, right? Just some of them are odd. I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a joke.
Well, some of them.
But this is a joke.
I think technically.
Like an observational joke?
I was thinking that the new comedians, like Jim Gaffigan, what is it called when you say a joke and then refer to it?
Oh,
Some sort of
I don't know what
meta.
it's called, but yeah, everybody's just.
What are they doing?
that.
Kind of explain what they do.
Well, what they do is they're basically saying what Jim does is he's telling you what the audience's reaction
So give
to
an
that
example.
joke is. So it's like you know.
The joke, it's not the joke part isn't important. You can talk about the Care Bears, but you just say the.
Okay, so he's like, you know, I like Samuel. Something the punchline. Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, I don't care for him. He's not a good actor. Something like that.
Sometimes beauty's distracting too. Like Halle Berry, she is so beautiful. But whenever she's in a movie, I find it hard to follow the plot. Like when she was in Monsters Ball playing that poverty-stricken woman, the entire time I was watching the movie, I was like, well, why doesn't she just become a model?
But isn't that you said he was commenting on his own act, not on Samuel L.
Yeah, that's
Jackson?
what he's. Oh, yeah, but he's talking about the. Why does this? All right, so he'll be talking about like cheeseburgers. I love about mini muffins is you can eat fucking 12 of them. Oh, he just keeps talking about food. Why is he talking about food so much?
Yes.
He does that.
And now this has become a kind of a standard since.
Yeah, and since he did it, it's like everybody.
Try and be a good dad. I sat the older three down and I explained to them that the new baby does not mean I love them any less, but I will have to let one of them go. So if anyone knows of a toddler rescue, maybe we could get Sarah McLachlan to do the commercial. I don't like that joke at all. Why would he put that joke in this special? 4 kids. Bedtime is a crisis. That's why I'm here right now.
I saw Gilbert do that 20 years ago, where he was his own father watching his act.
Yeah.
How did that put on a pair of glasses.
What kind of a joke was that? He didn't answer it. I don't understand that he does the fingers fighting with each other, and that's a joke.
I've been doing that for years, way before they had a name for it.
I had no idea.
He would say a joke, and then he'd put on his glasses, he'd be his father, and not care for the joke. Right?
That's brilliant.
What do you have to say now?
I mean, I'm not a good,
Anything.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's like...
Gilbert is not looking at your slow burn that you've been trying to perfect.
It's not, I mean...
Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "To Puppy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite.
Oh, I have an announcement to read. I almost forgot. I was told to make this announcement. Table 10, wherever you are, table 10. We're sorry your waitress hasn't been there in a while. Larry King just married her. So... What's that? Guy yells my name for no reason. Oh, I have another announcement to make. Is that what you're telling me? That I should make this announcement? You're right. You make a good point with your incoherent gibberish. Here it is. Here's my other announcement. The U.S. State Department, folks, has just issued a travel warning for all women moving past Dick Morris's table. So... Well, that's about it for me.
Small talks in a big world, full of people with good vibes and bad habits. This love, it just...
So, this is my promise to the people of the Video Podcast Network world. I will not eat a single morsel of food until Margaret Thatcher is dead and buried.
She died 3 weeks ago. We'll be right back with Larry King.
New medical research shows that men and women have different food cravings. Men preferring meat and women preferring sweets. Scientists trace this back to caveman days, when men had to go out and hunt for food while women sat on their fat asses eating chocolates. Last week, Duchess of York Sarah Ferguson visited the Big Apple and showed off her 14-pound weight loss. Hopefully, this will not interfere with her official duties of sitting on her fat ass all day long. In what is considered a remarkably short period of time, the head of the Federal Advisory Board, Dr. Peter Mellman, has given speedy approval to a controversial new anti-obesity drug. It should be noted, however, Dr. Mellman's wife is a fat pig. This week in Minneapolis, the Minnesota Obesity Center officially opened. Its goals? To find ways to identify behaviors that lead to obesity. Also, it's a good place to meet fat chicks. John Goodman has announced that he will not be returning to Roseanne next year. So how will the show get rid of him on screen? Well, insiders now say that over the last few episodes of the season, Roseanne will gradually eat him. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor likes her lovemaking loud, rough, and frequent. Coincidentally, that's also how she likes to eat. Well, television history will be made this week when film legend Elizabeth Taylor appears as herself on all 4 CBS Monday night sitcoms. It's part of the network's new campaign, Must Eat TV. She enjoys eating. The New York Post has reported that Michael Jackson wants his closest friend in the world, Elizabeth Taylor, to be the godmother of his child. However, those close to the pair worry that this could eventually lead to heated arguments over whether the child will be molested or eaten. Yeah, Ricky Lake, you know, she really is an animal lover, though. She has 3 cats, 2 dogs, and a big ass that follows her around everywhere. Former Wilson Phillips member Carney Wilson's new talk show kicked off this month. According to Carney, her show will be different from the others in that guests will be treated with respect and dignity. And then she will eat them. Talk show host Ricky Lake has announced that she will finally publicly apologize for her role in a destructive anti-fur demonstration. Then she will eat a huge can of frosting. In the new movie Mrs. Winterbourne, talk show host Ricky Lake plays the part of a young mother-to-be. According to film's producers, Miss Lake was so serious about achieving a realistic pregnant look, she forced herself to lose 30 pounds. This week, renowned heart surgeon Michael DeBakey
attacked the hypocrisy of Hollywood stars who oppose the use of animals in medical research and yet wear ribbons supporting the war on deadly diseases like AIDS. In response, animal activist Ricky Lake said, quote, "But the red ribbon diverts attention from my gigantic ass." A sad story from the world of entertainment this week. Talk show host Ricky Lake had to get rid of her dog Dudley after the pooch became too aggressive with her 7-month-old son Milo. A clearly saddened Lake said, "It broke my heart to get rid of that dog, but he was delicious." She ate a whole dog. In Virginia, police are looking for a stripper who stabbed a man for telling her she was too fat to strip. Police warn that the woman is armed and extremely fat. Rosie O'Donnell show premiered today, and I was in its tapes at the same floor as Saturday Night Live on 8H. They had flowers sent. There was the whole, it's unbelievable. You know, people must love her. There's flowers all along the entire 8H. Right. All flowers. They're sent by, like, there was one from Madonna, one from Elizabeth Taylor, Regis and Kathy Lee. Never seen so many flowers. I didn't even realize you could eat flowers.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
I don't understand something.
Right.
You went to a doctor, you said, hey, what's with me? I'm around Elle Macpherson and I'm not getting aroused.
No, I didn't mention her.
Yeah, but and you start to get concerned that, hey, why am I not getting aroused around these beautiful women?
Yeah, because I used to always get aroused all the time, no matter what. Like, I could see a giant fat woman, like, part of her ass.
Right, and you get excited by that.
Yeah.
Are you on medication of any kind?
No. I just, now I'm just...
Do you need that testosterone patch or something?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, it makes you more masculine.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then your hair falls out.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that.
So, Norm, what do you think about?
What?
When you're masturbating?
What do you think about?
Well, you know, like...
Fat woman's ass? No. Like, who do you think? Did you ever think about Elle Macpherson?
No.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Who do you think about?
I don't think
girls
about...
you just met.
I'll tell you something. I can't think about, like, girls that I don't think I could have sex with, because I don't have that good an imagination.
Right, it's got to be someone you think you can get.
Right.
That's how I am. Right. So
I sometimes I think of, like, kind of unattractive girls where I'm...
right, when you're doing stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too, though.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like one of the interns here or something I'll think about, because I think that, like, I could definitely get You ever think about Rosie O'Donnell when you're doing it?
Good Lord.
No way, right?
Name some names.
Yeah, name some names of who you think about.
You know what Rosie O'Donnell would be good at giving?
What?
Really wide head.
Oh, that's funny. Does Rosie O'Donnell have the biggest head on the planet?
Yeah,
she really does. How much does her head weigh? Do you take a guess?
About her head weight?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that age-old argument, I'm not going to get into.
You're not even going to get into it.
Yeah.
I see. And she's on the new $100 bill. Did you see her picture? It's pretty wild.
Norm MacDonald is that's a great one right there.
Yeah, Norm was quite a guy. He was so unique. He was so peculiar too. Norm was very needy in a way, and I'm not speaking out of. I mean, everybody knew that he was needy. He always needed a handler.
Yes, because
he just. I don't know if he didn't know how to do things or he just didn't feel like doing it. Like go on tour with him, he couldn't find his passport, he couldn't find his shoes, he couldn't find this and that.
Are you serious?
I'd call up Norm and say, Norm, you want to go to Palm Springs with me? It's a 3-day Jim McClain course. Yeah. So I pick him up. He rides out there with his feet out the window all the way, listening to Johnny Cash. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we get out there, and the next morning I call him to wake him up to go. He's sound asleep. I got to call him like 3 times and knock on his door. And then he gets up. And he goes, I can't find my shoes. He's like being a little kid.
Sounds like every day getting him to this podcast.
He didn't drive. He didn't have no driver's license. You had to like point him in the right direction where to go. And this was without doing drugs or anything. And he loved to gamble. And again, I'm not speaking out of school on that one either. He loved to gamble. And I learned not to loan Norm money because he wouldn't pay it back. And we were in Vegas once, and he asked to borrow $500, so I gave him the $500, thinking he'd pay it back. And he went off to gamble. He came back the next morning. I saw him for breakfast. I said, Norm, you got the $500? How'd you do last night? He goes, oh, you'll get it. You'll get it. The next day, Norm, don't forget the $500. You'll get it. And then the third day, I go, Norm, you got the $500? You keep putting me off. But, I mean, this disrespectful not paying me back. He goes, what are you complaining about? You only lost $500. I lost $5,000. Good Lord.
I remember him when he hosted the ESPYs. That's where I met him.
Yeah.
When he hosted the ESPYs, and that was off the charts. I mean, his famous joke about the Heisman Trophy.
What was it?
The joke was about the Heisman Trophy that
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson, right?
He's like, Charles Woodson is here.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? And what a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case, all bets are off.
That must have been a great night.
Yeah.
People would say how brave and courageous Norm's comedy was, but I just call it poor judgment.
Yeah. They asked me to host this thing for Norm Macdonald, and a bunch of people spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was saying really great stuff, and a lot of people were funny. But man, Kevin Nealon had the greatest line, because a lot of us were talking about how brave Norm was, and he really was. He was fearless as a comedian.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Nealon gets up and he says, he's saying very funny things, and he just says, a lot of people up here are talking about how Norm Macdonald was brave in his comedy. I think of it more as a lack of judgment.
Robert said they got banned from a Biloxi casino once.
Oh, because
and
of Norm?
I thought because Norm was counting cards or something. He said no, because he totally torched the room of all the whales. Like, he made fun of them in a way that was like he didn't read the room. And he absolutely did that poor judgment thing, and that's why they got banned from a Biloxi casino.
Even at his memorial, 10 people walked out. You ever follow him on Twitter, his golf commentary?
Oh, my God.
It was so great.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, he did it just like an announcer.
It was just great. Norm.
Tiger dancing on the green with...
He was just the all-time best, man. No question about it. I do remember him jumping out of like a stage door at Radio City Music Hall when, we were all getting ready for the night, and he was asking about a score of a game. Like, he just thought like I would be like his own personal sports phone. Like, hey, who's winning that game?
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
Version of Canada, but one of your other counterparts who's Canadian that you didn't mention there, Norm Macdonald, I can't see Norm having the same kind of sentimental attachment to Canada, or did that come up?
No, I don't hear him talking that much about Canada. I don't know if he remembers that he's from Canada.
He does occasionally. He seems very proud. He and I correspond sometimes, and I think it's mostly, I'm a fan of his and he knows it, but I think it's because I'm Canadian as well. I think he's got pride for it, but I mean, he's an enigma to so many of us. You've been on his show. I haven't gone through the entire archive. Have you gone hiking with Norm yet?
Well, funny you should ask. You're right. Norm is an enigma, and he is a friend, and I do like him. And we've toured together before. But, we were out in the Grand Cayman Islands about 2 months ago doing the Kaboo Festival out there. And I said, Norm, why don't we do a hike? Because I've been trying to get him, and he's been saying, yeah, he'd do one. And so he says, yeah, let's do one. I said, we'll do it on the beach. So we were all set to do it, and I go... I do the intro on the beach, before he gets there, and the outro and all that stuff. And then I go take him out to lunch, and then we finish lunch. He goes, oh, I got to get my hat. And he goes back to his room, and I'm waiting for him at the elevator, and he texts me saying, I'm watching the golf tournament right now. Tiger's playing. And I said, okay. And then 10 minutes later, he texts me. He goes, I can't go. I got diarrhea from that sandwich you bought me. So I never got the hike with him.
Oh, man. I have a similar sort of story. I mentioned we exchanged messages, and I asked him to be on the show. I've asked him a few times, and he always says, certainly. He'll direct message me back, certainly. And I'll say, okay, when? give me a day and time, and then nothing. And then he'll write me something about something else. He doesn't. This is a thing with Norm, right? He can't commit to meeting with people. It seems.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't really know, but I mean, he's a funny guy, of course. He's very entertaining, and he is kind of quirky, and he's an enigma, and that's part of the thing that makes him so, I guess, endearing and interesting and entertaining.
I've watched so many hours of his stuff, and I've met him, and he was like this comedic bar, like, hey, we got Norm. There's so much shit comedy. Then you see Norm, and you're like, this is next level. This is savant type shit. And then to lose him is like, Norm had 20 more years at least of just content and thoughts and his point of view, and we'll never get that, and that sucks. He's just one of those guys who describes the most basic shit that we all know, but it's funny because he points it out. Like his Letterman set, the last Letterman, when he goes, Germany decided to attack the world, and you're like, that's so true. And then he goes, who do you think you are, Mars? I mean, it's just so funny, those little things where he's just telling you facts, and it's funny. I met him once at the Comedy Cellar, and we chatted for 5 minutes, and then he went on and did the Letterman set that he did. He was running the Letterman set, and sweet guy, nice guy. I didn't know him that well, but I mean, he's just brilliant. And I also love a brilliant guy who does stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. That's a fun little combo there. Like silly guys who are actually brilliant also. He was the king. He was the best. I mean, if you could play the chairman of the board thing is probably his crown jewel in his panel.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Because he had so many great panel with the moth joke, all that shit. But
a moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. Right?
You are correct.
But the one with the SNL, because a lot of comics are like, I don't give a fuck. I say what I want. This is the ultimate not giving a fuck. He goes on, he gets fired from SNL. He gets rehired to host years later. He's like, really? Okay. He's always hated them because they fired him. So he comes back and tanks the whole show in the monologue and then just does the show.
Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is I'm still not funny. The good news is the show blows.
He's my hero.
I love him to death.
Fun, maybe one of the funniest guys on the planet. Dave Attell, Norm, in that. There's something about those two.
National treasures.
I agree. And the fact that he's not like the biggest comic of all time is weird.
Well, he is to us.
I guess so.
The comics, I mean, he's not the biggest, but the comics, he's on. The Mount Rushmore keeps getting bigger.
I know.
Four heads is not a good enough
You got to stop using that thing.
Yeah, it's a bad thing to say, the Mount Rushmore, but in the Hall of Fame.
One of the funniest guys on the planet, one of my heroes, huge influence on me. I've seen everything. I watch his YouTube probably every other day. I just put it on.
When I first met you and I saw you, I was like, oh, he's doing like a Jerry Norm thing.
Yeah, completely.
Seinfeld and Norm.
He had another special in him. He's great on podcasts. I just wish he made more. And I mean, look, he's got a lot of stuff out there, so I'm getting greedy. But I think he's one of the funniest people. I mean, no one sounds like him. Amazing jokes, great takes, brilliant comic. His gambling stories on Howard Stern are incredible. I read his book. I've seen everything he's done. This is
Dirty Work is a great comedy.
I love Dirty Work. I met him once at the Cellar, and I got a photo with him, and now I'm so glad I did. He did Last Comic Standing. He was the only honest judge. He would tell comics they were hacks. It was awesome. The comics hated him. Joe List did it, and he goes, Joe, you're a very good writer. And Anthony Jeselnik goes, hey, Joe, that Norm just called you ugly, which is such a great line. He would come in, and he would bomb a lot. He would have jokes that the audience would be like, oh, he had this one great joke. He's like, something women are bad drivers. And they went, oh, and he went, well, I want you to know a woman wrote that joke. And they went, oh, and he went, I'm kidding, we don't hire women. You're like, yeah, that's a comic. Come on.
He just kept teasing him.
That's a fucking combo. He went this way, that way, then that way. I mean, he's the best.
Who are safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
He's like on another level where he's invented certain things I never knew. Like he's taken comedy to this higher point, which I didn't know existed. It's I wish I could come up with an example.
He's another guy too that still does real comedy. Like when he goes on stage, he's fucking ballsy.
Yeah,
he swings.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
And he gets confused if everybody's mad. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Just a joke, yeah, folks.
He keeps it real.
I've got the board. It's spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Falls out of the chair. I mean, come on. That is
Epic
unbelievable.
moment. I wish they let the laughs go a little longer.
Yeah.
They shortened it, but yeah. Incredible.
You know, as a comic, we've all been in that moment where they're like, what do you got now? I mean, you handle hecklers all the time. You're swatting flies all day long. When you think of that line.
When Conan challenges you and you deliver, it's pretty damn cool. And
then to have that line, and he nailed it. I mean, to put that much pressure on you on TV and nail it, I mean, it just proves that he's on another level. B-O-R-E-D. Come on, to pull that out of your ass, that is something. And then the delivery, he's so excited. He's like a 10-year-old. I bet it's called B-O-R-E-D. It's like, oh, it's so funny. God, I messed up already. Ah.
Oh, damn. Brutal.
Thank God we have all the footage at least, but Jesus, we'll never get anything new.
I mean,
Come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
You don't have to pull this up because it's long, but there was a radio show, like a morning show, like you have to do on the road for press, and he's doing one, and he's like, well, you know, black people, they're poor. And the lady is like, oh my God, how can you say that, Norm? That is so racist. He's like, I'm reading the newspaper. I'm watching the news. I'm looking at the stats. They're poor. And she's like, oh my God. And all these black women call in. They go, Norm's right. We're fucking poor. It sucks. And he's like, you see? You see? It was such a great moment.
925 says, okay, Norm, come to my 5th grade class. I dare you.
Well, where does she? Is it? Are there black people there?
Oh my God!
Where's
what does
the
that have to do
925?
with it?
Why is it harder if there's black people there?
Because black people are generally poor, and poor people are generally dangerous.
Oh my God!
Wow,
I can't
Norm.
believe you just went there.
What? Black people are rich?
Black people span all the strata.
No.
And you're saying
you gotta check
people
your
are
statistics.
poor and, oh
no,
my
black
God.
people are poorer than white people. You didn't know that? Are you telling
Norm.
me that you think black?
What I'm saying is that I try not to pigeonhole people into black people
truth.
are poor, not into the truth. Listen, there's a huge ignored middle class black population out there. How dare you say black people are poor and therefore dangerous?
Because I want them to be not poor. That's why.
And really, how are you gonna? What's your plan?
My plan is to first of all admit that the black people have less money than white people. Because we live in a racist
our phone
society.
number is 800-400-FM97. If you'd like to talk with Norm MacDonald, I'm sure he'd love to take your call
Absolutely.
right now. Michelle, you're on the air.
I just wanted to say that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And you need
What, that black
you're
people
not-
are poor? It's
no,
hilarious.
The teacher thing, and
Oh.
you need to probably act like you're not offended by that, because first, you don't have a right to act like you're offended, and that was funny as hell. He is right about black people being poor. You know it. I know it.
Oh,
and the
my
black
God,
people know
what
it.
has happened on this show?
Well, he taught us a lot today. I think moms.
Oh, it's a learning show.
Moms
That's
an
it.
easy job.
Where have
Teachers
you
an
guys
easy
been
job.
living for the last 300 years in this
Steve,
country?
you're Paris. You are on the air.
I think that is completely untrue.
Go on.
not all black people are poorer
Amen,
than
sister.
white.
Well, I didn't say that.
That's what you
No,
just said.
you said
I
black
said
people
black
have
people
less money
have
than
less
white people.
money than white people.
You've
yeah.
been to West Virginia? Because there's some white people with no money there.
Well,
exactly.
Well, okay. You're saying one black person has more money than one white person.
What
True.
about Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, what about Eddie Murphy?
You're
Yeah.
saying by and
No,
large,
you're right.
if you
You're
break
right.
it down.
You're right. Yeah, of course, black people have less money than white people.
As
not
an average.
true. Not all black people have less money than white people.
Oh
but he's
my
talking
God.
in
Oh
okay.
my
We all
God.
get what he's saying.
Listen. Guys in wheelchair. There's a guy in a wheelchair that can go faster than me in a race. But if I said guys in wheelchairs are generally slower than me, you know, come
the
on.
way you said it was so harsh that to
Give
say.
your head a shake. Give your head a shake.
Oh my God! All right, thank you. Hey, it's Danielle from Big Brother, famously black woman.
Where's my 40 acres and a mule? I need my 40 acres and a mule. But you know what? He's right.
Yeah. Go on, Danielle.
I mean, if you think
School
about
us.
it, there's been cases where the same person will apply for a job, and at times the other race gets the higher pay. I'm just keeping it real, folks.
All right, thank you, Danielle.
Absolutely. I'm saying that having less
Try to offend everyone equally.
having less money or having or not having less money is not a product of your nature. It's that you don't have the money because the white people don't give you the money.
It's actually supportive of black people to say that, actually.
707
Of course I'm
says.
supportive of black people. I'm in a room of
You're saying
racists.
that to have justice,
Oh
we should
my
all
God!
have equal,
The 415. Do you want to keep him for the next segment? At this point, I'm not sure. I'm finding Norm to be somewhat on the offensive side.
You know what, though? I love that he's saying all this stuff and then looks over with a big smile.
I know,
and
big smile. He's like, oh man, they're going to talk about this all day.
Well, I didn't know that everyone. I thought San Francisco was a little more open than.
No, San Francisco actually
They're
isn't.
racist?
No, they're not racist.
Well, so far, by the way, most people have agreed with me.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Norm and his babysitter Steve will still be here,
Ray
offending
Frumstein.
people left and right. Stevie Ray Frumstein.
We're not offending anyone but racists.
How do you figure? To make a sweeping generalization that belittles it
It's
is.
not a sweeping generalization. It's a statistical fact, and it belittles no one. It only states a fact that I hope we can change in this country. If we're going to pretend that black and white people make the same amount of money, then nothing will ever change. Come on, you know that.
Can't we just see it as everybody?
Well, we can see it any way you want it. If you want to
Sarah's
pretend.
looking for some
If you want to live in a
clean
fantasy
out,
world,
and you're not going to find
No,
it.
there's not a clean out.
You're digging.
I'm
You're digging
breaking.
deeper
We'll
and deeper.
be back.
Last month, an 80-year-old Albuquerque woman was awarded over $2 million in damages from McDonald's after she spilled some of their coffee in her lap and suffered severe burns. As a result, McDonald's this week has put a warning label on its coffee cups that read, "Caution, do you think you can manage to avoid pouring it directly on your crotch this time, you senile old hag? Think you can manage that, huh?" A California man has sued McDonald's, claiming he contracted AIDS from one of its pork sandwiches. McDonald's disputes his charge, but the man insists, quote, "That sandwich gave me AIDS just as sure as I'm a male prostitute." Well, at a local town meeting in Montpelier, Vermont last week, representatives from the McDonald's Corporation, who want to put a restaurant in a historic district, were booed by angry residents, but they were cheered by the town fat guy. Every town has one, the town fat guy. Yeah, the big news story this week, have you seen those ads for Ronald McDonald is growing up?
Yeah.
And they have him in a discotheque and stuff, and
They show him in more adult situations.
right, he's trying to grow up. Now he wants to be called, he insists on being called Ron.
Really?
The Happy Meal now consists of a big bottle of whiskey.
What kind of computer do you have?
It's a Mac, Norm. It's a Mac.
Mine's a Dell. I like a Dell.
I know, we covered that. There's one piece here I thought you might find interesting. Is Joan Rivers. You were talking about some old
Joan
comedians.
Rivers.
She's old.
She's old, but she's great.
Just kidding.
Still great. Yeah, still great. But she makes her living, lambasting celebrities.
What'd she do?
She
lamb what?
Basting.
Lambasting?
Basting. Yeah. Celebrities and.
We might want to put a hard thing over the A.
Yeah, I apologize.
That's
I'm trying to rush through this. We don't have a lot, and
all right, we'll spell it all phonetically from now on.
I did that with one of the guys' names. Here.
Okay, we'll get to it.
She lambasted the Adele.
I love
the
Adele.
British
you ever
pop
heard Adele?
singer Adele.
I heard of her, and I
voice like
great pipes.
She has great pipes
and lungs too.
Oh, she's a good singer. Yes,
and lungs too.
Rivers would only work if she was a pipe smoker. What? Okay, good.
Anyway, Joan Rivers, she called Adele, who's 24 years old, chubby while visiting David Letterman on The Late Show.
Oh.
And wisecracked. She sang live and said, my throat, I don't know if I can swallow. And I said, oh, you can swallow.
Oh, come on.
What is her song? Rolling in the Deep? She should add fried chicken.
This is what she said on Letterman?
This is what Joan Rivers said on Letterman about Adele. Rivers didn't back down from her comments, though she revealed Adele confronted her about it. She's a chubby lady who's...
Okay, I don't want to hear any more of this. Because Adele is one of my most favorite people.
Really?
Well, she's talented, she's rich, and she's almost as fat as me. I like, I'm a big fat guy now. I don't want to be seen with thin ladies, And then people will think it's... But, look, I know it's wrong to objectify women. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But in our sexual fantasies, I think we do, as men, objectify women, don't we? I always think of Adele, like down on her hands and knees with an apple in her mouth.
So, but that's better?
Better than what?
That's objectifying her.
Yes, I'm saying I think we do that as men.
Okay.
We objectify women, don't we?
Yeah.
What? Don't we? I like Adele. Is there anything wrong with that?
Hey, I like the ladies.
I like Adele. I like a woman who knows her way around a funnel cake.
I thought the joke was...
What about Josie?
How about the joke should be, Adele is mad at Joan Rivers and crushed her. Tipped over and fell on her. Hey, don't mention that name.
I would love to see Adele in concert.
Oh, I thought it was a sexual...
Oh, no. I'd also love to see her on my toilet eating a Reuben.
No, I like chunky women because they're accessible. I don't have crushes. Oh, the Playboy centerfold. Ooh. I like to fantasize someone either I've been with or who tells me they're wet.
Kathy Griffin.
And they're fat.
Yes, because
So you're like me, but you're thin still.
I got a gut.
You got a gut, isn't it weird? Because I used to be thinner than, I'm not thinner than you, but about the same.
I know, we never thought we'd go, is this fat free? Or well, I was so skinny growing up, not a joke, but I used to want to go to, my fantasy was I'd go to sleepaway camp, be 300 pounds, and no one would recognize me. It's really sucked being skinny. It was no joke. I'm being serious.
Maybe if you're thin, that's why you're attracted sometimes to fat women.
No, you know what the thing is? Now it's cool to be thin. You're a brooding Rick Ocasek animator. Yeah, you have your head. You know what I mean. Now it's cool.
Nowadays, it's cool to Rick Ocasek.
Still hip.
I'm like this dad who he's 60 but he thinks he knows references. I could mix it up with the kids. I know Marilyn Manson and I know about anime.
Holy shit! Your dad knows about anime?
No. My friend who's 60.
I went to see an Adele concert.
And there was only room for 3 people in the back.
Oh, come on!
Meaning she takes out the. But that's what he does. He makes shocks outrage, and then he does fat jokes.
No, I'm not doing fat jokes.
Well, he genuinely would like to see.
All I said was I went to see an Adele concert.
Oh.
And what's the joke?
There's no joke. It was disappointing.
Oh.
Because she sang a song, and the concert immediately stopped.
Why? Because of the occupancy limit?
No,
That was one of my
it's not over
thrills.
till when the fat lady sings. I think.
I thought it could be 80 or more people is dangerous and unlawful. And I thought, meaning
Oh
she
my
took up 80 of
God.
them.
You are something else. I thought. When I look into your eyes, though, I'm not joking. When I
It's
look
just
in-
I've never had a talk show host say that to me.
when I look into your eyes, I see.
And I've done hundreds of talk shows.
I see an eternal being.
Thank you, Norm. What a lovely thing to say.
So, do you think there is such a thing?
And as what? As
An
a supreme
eternal-
being?
No, an eternal being.
I think we all are.
You
What
know?
surprises you about me?
What surprises
you about me?
You mean just during this interview?
Just in general.
You seem kind.
That's surprising?
Uh-huh. Because I would think you were cold.
Right.
And yet you're warm.
Oh, thank you.
And in your eyes, I always go by eyes.
Again,
I always go by eyes.
You should.
And it's
What if
not-
someone's blind,
It's not
though?
sexual. It's not only sexual.
What if someone's blind?
My dad knew a blind man, and my dad was in the war. He was, he was a double generation older than I. He had me when he was 50, so he was in.
That explains a lot.
He was in the great one, and all his friends were old.
Right.
And so.
Wayne Gretzky?
He had a
That's a good joke.
So he had a blind friend, and he come over, and my dad said, "Do you want a Coke, Elmer? RC Cola." Oh, God damn. We don't got no RC Cola. We got Coca-Cola, the gold standard.
Right.
And this blind bastard wants an RC. So go down to Avonmore, pick up an RC. Well, that's a mile and a half walk.
Right.
So I walk with this blind son of a bitch. And he says to me, he wants me to describe everything. So I said, okay, well, on the left there's some cows lowing, and, there's a fence. He goes, is it like a wood that's near petrified? I said, yes, it is. And how big is it? 3 feet. I said, John Neil Margerison used to own this land. He said, I don't want to hear that. He says, just tell me what is. And so all of a sudden, I saw things as they were. I was very young, but I'll never forget that. Because I had to see, for this blind man, I had to see and describe not my opinions.
Right.
So when I went by John Neil Margerison's house a quarter later,
right,
I didn't mention John Neil or anything. I just described the house,
right,
because that's all he wanted to see. And then I began to realize that life is what is, not what you think it is, or not even what it appears to be sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you would agree that your life or my life is just a series of facts, a series of incidents. It's not what you dream or hope or believe. It's what you do.
I would say the exact opposite.
What do you think it is?
First of all, you mean to tell me this does not end with we suddenly realize, why the hell are we getting this blind man a different brand? That's not the punchline?
Oh, no, there's no punchline.
Oh, my God.
I thought I was
being...
Yeah, that was
Didn't you see a million miles away?
1,000%.
Why are we getting a different brand Coke for a blind man? That's not where we're going?
Well, he didn't. His sense of taste was expanded. He doesn't drink it through his eyes.
I guarantee you could fool a blind person with an off-brand Coke. But anyway, let's go back to your question: is life the facts, or is it what we think it is? And I would, to me, the facts are somewhat irrelevant, and what you dream, hope, imagine is the reality. Our life is the perfect testament to that, because everything we are is only because we imagined it.
Yes, but you imagined it into being, and so the being is what's important.
Yeah, no. Because the imagined made it.
What if you just sit at home and imagine things on your chair? Are you just a person sitting on a chair, or are you what is in your mind, the imaginings of your of your soul.
Your the imaginings. The real world is not this.
Mm-hmm.
These are props. This is the trunk.
Is this the
the
real?
act is in here.
Is this the real world?
If you were really funny, you would have poked me like Mo.
I mean, there's a reason that we don't look at each other in the chest. Isn't there?
Yeah, but we take notice of the chest. We look in the eyes, but we also look around.
You like a chesty lady, right? I'm not.
Oh, God.
I know it's time to close my eyes to what and open up to new friends. Leave my heart in Berlin, where the tables turning, seeking up.
What's next for Jerry Seinfeld?
We'll find out. After this?
No.
Oh.
Because you're a young man.
I'm 62.
What? Really?
62.
Look how looking it. Look good.
Yeah.
Looks a lot better than me, and I'm 68. Dreamlike.
How fast did that go?
I found it dreamlike.
Me too. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. There's something beautiful about this one.
I'm so
not
glad.
joking. I'm not being ironic.
No, I really loved it too. It was great.
Oh, that's great.
So
Too bad this guy was here.
Yeah.
You've got your podcast. It's still going, but I clicked on it the other day. It says Norm will be back in May.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I do it for a while, and I
Vacation.
go, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And then they're like, he's on hiatus.
Yeah. Is that what that is? Or is it just that you may or may not come back?
Yeah, I don't know if I will. Or
Okay.
not.
You used to have a thing on the internet.
Oh, God.
Yeah, people would come on. Yeah, the podcast. That's right.
I promised myself I would never do the podcast again.
You also promised yourself you'd write a good book.
Okay, now.
I mean, there is always one other option.
There's another option? What's that?
You ever heard of the Queensboro Bridge?
I'll do the podcast.
I just do it for a while, and then
It's fun to
get
watch.
tired of it.
Because
It's
it
fun
is.
to
Yeah,
do, man.
yeah.
It's so great. I think it's just the people who do it with Norm
are awful.
Are awful.
Well, no, Sean isn't. Sean does it with me. He's
Well, there's
awesome.
one guy. There's always one guy. It's the rest of the people.
The future's good.
It's those awful others. Do you enjoy doing the interview stuff with people on the podcast?
Yeah, well, we got good guests, so that I was interested in, but it's harder. Like, you guys obviously have to just interview everybody.
Not necessarily.
Here. What?
No, we don't.
You don't?
No, you're a special choice. We could have
But
said no.
I'm amazed that people. I don't know how I would do with people that.
You don't care about?
Yeah, like I'm always astonished by, especially a guy like David Letterman, who I think would be even less interested than we would be. You know, or the way he can pretend to be interested.
Right,
Like,
and actually
that's
have.
the
Yeah, but
real-
don't you think he has a little more juice or say on saying, hey,
No.
this guest
No,
is here?
no.
But there's every
CBS.
once in a while they have to take it. He has to take
Oh
it. Yeah.
no! On an average guest, you got to
If they're in town, they're promoting.
3 guests a night.
Yeah.
There's not that many interesting people, and actors are not interesting at all. I mean,
And now, did you start getting pressure from anybody? Because it's your podcast, but you start getting money from the outside coming in. I think it was Jerky Links, which might have explained the ballooning. Was that right? You had the Jerky Links thing. You had to try to convince me you're a Jerky
pressure
Links
to get
guy.
what?
Just get what they want, like
Well,
guests from them.
Sean and I, we liked just older guys. A lot of people
Right.
wanted young people. Young people.
But they're not interesting.
Older guys are the most interesting. And I always think in show business, you get the old guys, they don't care what they say anymore.
Right.
They're out of the business.
They'll tell some stories.
And they tell stories about guys you care about.
Yeah, they'll name names. They don't care at all. They're seconds away from dying.
Yeah.
So who's the best one you had on there? Because I've seen some that
Well,
were
we
just
had
fantastic.
this guy, Jack Carter, and he did the most craziest thing. Remember?
Well, I also still, after meeting him, have no idea who Jack Carter is.
Jack Carter was a comedian like the Catskills guys, right? Way back in the day.
90.
Yeah.
So he was talking, and he said he was talking about the war, and he was
Which
like,
one?
The Second World War.
The
I
big
go,
one.
you were in the Second World War. He goes, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I go, the war was a lot of fun? And he goes, well, I never got to go over. I never went over, He goes, I got a lucky break. My whole unit was going to D-Day, and they all died. And I didn't go because I got deathly sick the day before. And then I go, oh, man, it sounds like you were faking it as a joke. And then he goes, I was. And then he's like, I never told nobody that.
So he finally confessed.
Yes, that he is a deserter and a traitor to our country.
But you learn that kind of stuff on Norm's podcast,
Yeah,
which
Norm's
is great.
Deathbed Confessions. That'd be a good show.
That'd be pretty awesome. You just show up at hospitals, and they think it's to bring them up, but it's really just to get them to admit
We've had
some
a
stuff.
couple.
You do admit some stuff, and then you pull
man.
a plug out of.
Man, do I want to follow you around with a camera? Hey, I'm here to pull the plug there. You got anything to say?
So, Rickles.
Must be
It was a joke about a guy because it was such a good story. There's a guy who had surgery, and I can't remember the joke.
I can't either. I can't either.
Have a seat there, Rashamba. You look beautiful. You look fantastic. Does that hurt what you're wearing right now, or is it's pain? It hurts me. What about gifts? Are gifts a good idea? Is that put too much?
Gifts are good. Gifts are really, really nice. But I don't like. I dated a guy once. Well, we dated and we broke up. And to get back together, he gave me like this little G-string outfit. You know, like this little. And I was like, wait a minute. That's for you. That's not for me. So stuff like that is not good. Another guy gave me a keychain. I was going to bring it out, but I couldn't get it off of my keys, so I left it in the backstage. But he gave me a keychain.
Why didn't you bring out the G-string?
I love that my dirty uncle's here for this tonight. I tell you what you gotta do. You gotta bring out that G-string. You're writing a book?
Yes.
How to be a model.
Yes. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Getting into Modeling.
So like rule number 1, be incredibly beautiful.
Right.
I mean, what are the things that you can do?
I know rule number 2.
Yeah.
Don't be a midget.
I like guys who appeal to like the, you know.
Wait a minute. Why are you looking at yourself while she's here?
Because I'm deathly pale. Look, see?
That was good.
I look like Nosferatu.
I love that you're sitting next to Rashamba, who's wearing that, and you're going, oh.
I have one question. What is this fascination that guys have with prostitutes? That's all I want to know.
Gee, let's think about that.
I'll tell you what the fascination is.
Go, Norm, go.
Instead of going out and spending money on a keychain and a G-string, you spend money on sex.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot.
You know, it's so much more informative with you here. You're getting all this stuff that I wouldn't have the nerve to get.
We've got children models, elegance models, and we cover all that. And then we cover trends. You would be a trend.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're different. But in a good way.
I'm getting, I was all happy with the segment and everything, and now I'm all depressed.
No, wait. No, because...
Norm, bring out midgets one last time.
No, because,
Little people.
So, Norm, your book,
based on a true story, reads like a novelistic memoir. The central narrative is reminiscent of Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and you've got bits of Jack London, Steinbeck, and maybe just a dash of Tolstoy sprinkled in there for good measure. I'm curious about what you were hoping to accomplish with the book. Do you see it as kind of a parody of celebrity memoirs, an homage to your favorite authors, or is it something else entirely?
No, what I wanted to do was make the greatest comic novel of all time, because I love reading, but when it comes to comedy, it's incredibly hard to write comedy. You know, Mark Twain is funny.
Oh, yeah.
To an extent, he's funny. John Kennedy O'Toole's novel was funny.
A Confederacy of Dunces, yeah.
To an extent, it was funny, but it wasn't gut-busting funny. So I wanted to make a book that was, I knew I couldn't make it as strong as my stand-up. First of all, it's fiction, and it really bothers me that it's out in the nonfiction. Mm-hmm. New York Times considers it nonfiction because it's ridiculous. And I've had arguments with them because just because it says a memoir on the title is meaningless. You know, that's just the title. Anyways, no, that's what I was aiming to do, was to write the funniest novel that's ever been written.
Yeah, gut-busting.
Yeah.
One of the great things about the book is that it's unlike any other works of comedy I've ever encountered, whereas a lot of books by celebrities are confessional, telling the story behind the story. With this book, you turn that model on its head. You'll take a kernel of truth and spin it into a ridiculous story, like the time you worked on SNL and ended up with a 40-year prison sentence for contracting a hitman to kill a writer. And some reviewers have said the book ridicules audiences looking for some juicy gossip. Does that criticism hold any water for you? Is that something you were trying to do?
No, I wasn't trying to do it, but I did immediately understand that backstage holds nothing. Like in show business, backstage is just you're eating a sandwich trying to figure out what to do on stage. So, you know, on stage is the real thing. And so what I was trying to do with the book to make that point strongly was to make the book not backstage either, but rather on stage. I wanted to make the book a work, not talking about some other work, you know?
Mm-hmm, a novel as opposed to nonfiction. Yeah, and my sense is that maybe another reason why you wanted to turn your life into this work of fiction is because you're not a fan of confessional comedy, right? I've read that somewhere.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, this is a new thing that I didn't even know about until a couple of years ago, and I started noticing it in clubs, you know, and it was maddening. I didn't like it at all.
Why not?
Well, because I was always taught that the nature of art was to conceal, not to reveal. When people confess things, and they're told how brave they are, you know, because they have cancer or something, and they talk about it. Well, everyone has cancer. I mean, it's not rare at all. The brave thing to do if you have cancer is to not talk about it, is to just have it and keep it a secret and don't burden anyone with it. All you're doing is burdening people with those things.
You think so? You don't think it can ever be helpful to share this story for other people going through, in this case, going through cancer, dealing with cancer? You don't think that?
It might be, but I certainly doubt that's its intent. Its intent is to bask in the pity.
So it's kind of narcissistic, would it be fair to say, almost?
It's incredibly narcissistic. These are private things.
Yeah. Have you ever read Nick Tosh's 1992 biography of Dean Martin? It's called...
Yes.
You have?
Dino.
Yeah, excellent. Dino, living high in the dirty business of dreams. The reason I ask is because you've read it, you know this, but our listeners won't know this. One of Tosh's central arguments in the book is that Dean Martin approached his life and career with this thing called menefregissimo, an Italian word meaning I don't give an F. And it seems to me that you have a lot of that same spirit of menefregissimo, and that is a big part of your appeal and success. I would even go so far as to say that you could be described as the Dean Martin of stand-up comedy. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that Dean Martin is the Norm MacDonald of male vocalists. What do you think? Do you think you've got the menefregissimo going on?
Dean Martin is my hero of all time. He's like my number one guy.
Really?
When I was a little kid, I would watch the Dean Martin show.
Sure. Gold Diggers, him coming down the fire pole?
Yes.
Yeah.
And something resonated with me that everything else seemed false, but he seemed real within that false framework. I always remember this sketch he did because he would get giant stars on the show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it was him and Ruth Buzzy. They're in a cold water flat. They're supposed to be a couple. And she's in complete Ruth Buzzy garb with the handbag and everything.
Yeah, the old lady routine that she does, Gladys, I think the name was, that she would do with Artie Johnson on Laughing.
Exactly. And Dean Martin is wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah.
The same tuxedo that he had on for the opening monologue.
Yeah.
And he's just standing reading from a card, not even looking at her. And she's acting up a awful storm, you know. There's a knock on the door. It's Sinatra, who's also wearing a tux. Oh, they also have a drink and a cigarette in their hands.
Oh, of course.
So they walk in, they do the sketch, and then Dean Martin sees something. I'll never forget this. He starts laughing, and he walks up and he looks at the cue card, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he picks it up and starts reading it and laughing at how funny because he's never seen it before. So I don't know. It's sort of dereliction of duty in a way, you could say, but to me it was hysterical as a child. So yeah, Dean Martin was a gigantic influence in my life. It's funny that you stumbled onto that.
So Dean Martin's this huge influence. Is that the thing you took, the thing that I see in a lot of your comedy, the menefregissimo, the I don't give an F attitude?
Yes, I stole that from Dean Martin, note for note.
Wow. Okay.
But I love that thing. I forgot that phrase. What do you call it?
Menefregissimo. That's what Tasha calls it. It's a real word. It's like, actually, I looked it up. It's in Wiktionary. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun to say.
Menefregissimo, yeah. I would order that.
Yeah. Yeah, menefregissimo with a little marinara on the side. Yeah, I would order it too.
Menefregissimo. I love that. Yeah.
So something else I read in terms of just writing a joke, that one of the things you often aspire to is you like to have a setup and punchline that are as close together as possible in terms of the wording, right?
Yes. That was something that I tried to do on Weekend Update specifically, not in stand-up. Because it was a parody of the news, it needed to have the setup be a very rigidly written sentence that a newsman would say, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly like a newsman would say. Since it had that, I thought the punchline and the setup, if they were exactly the same, would be great, because then you're just pointing out the absurdity of the setup, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, in a joke, I would do the setup, and everyone would laugh, and then you don't even have to go on, you know? Because you can't comment on something that everybody already finds ridiculous and funny.
Yeah. Can you give me an example? Is there a joke that's come the closest, something that you told on Weekend Update that came closest to the setup and punchline, almost matching word for word?
Yes, there was one joke. Lyle Lovett and Julie Roberts are getting divorced. The reason insiders cite is that she's Julie Roberts and he's Lyle Lovett.
Yeah, that's great, because they seem like such an odd couple. So yeah, you use the newsman setup, and then that is a classic. What is the biggest laugh you ever got? Like, you've gotten thousands, I guess, in all the years you've been doing stand-up. Is there one moment that you can point to as one of the biggest laughs or the most satisfying laughs you ever got?
No, I can't, because this is why. Because in live stand-up, this is something I learned also, because I was always afraid to speak to the audience, and I also thought it was very hackneyed to speak to the audience.
Oh, like to interact with them.
Yes, to interact with the crowd. And so I would just stare into the lights and do my jokes. As time went on and I gained a little maturity, I understood it was only fear that stopped me from talking to the audience, and that's what the audience loves. That's what makes it a live event. Otherwise, they could just watch it on YouTube, you know? They could just watch your act or just read your act off a piece of paper. So what they want is interaction. So that's why I can't cite the biggest laugh, because that's where the biggest laugh would come organically out of a conversation with people.
Yeah.
I think about laughter quite a bit. And when you say, like, the biggest laugh, I find it very interesting. I was just thinking about this last week. The biggest laughs you'll ever hear in life are like at a Thanksgiving dinner with a bunch of loved ones, and nothing funny is said, you know, but there's this laughter that's going through the room, and it just comes from love. So I've been talking about love a lot in my act lately because I find that to be a taboo subject.
I find that surprising. Why do you find love to be a taboo subject?
Well, no one talks about it. You know, no one finds any comedy in it. And yet it's central to everything there is.
Do you think because so much of comedy is based on conflict, love is difficult to turn into jokes?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Can you give me an example of a joke about love that you've told that you're particularly happy with?
Well, I talk about how much we don't love, you know, and how we can walk beside a homeless guy that's pleading for money and ignore him and stuff. I talk about like how a dog can love, and that's all it does really, is love. You know, we can't even keep up with the dog. But now, this sounds not funny at all, as I say it.
Yeah.
But when I say it in a club, it catches people off guard. That's what it does. Because you're not supposed to be talking about that. You're supposed to be cynical. And I used to be cynical. I used to be a very cynical person.
So when did you stop being such a cynical person? What was the turning point?
I don't know. Just as I aged, just as anybody grows, you know.
Yeah.
Just constant introspection and seeing that what you do maybe is hollow or something, and so you have to change all the time.
Do you see or have you seen your work as a stand-up comedian as hollow?
Yeah, my earlier work, yeah.
Yeah, because you're constantly improving and growing.
Yeah, I talked of nothing of consequence or significance. I do love comics that talk about minutiae. Like there's a comic named Brian Regan that I love, and Jerry Seinfeld.
Sure, yeah, the master of it.
And in some ways, I think those guys are the deepest of anybody because they talk about the stuff of life, you know, the little things.
Yeah, life is made up of the details.
Yeah, exactly. So I certainly love that, but I guess my mind goes toward the more ethereal, especially as of late. You know, I live alone, I think a lot, so I sort of live in a fantasy world more than I wouldn't know what's inside a grocery store, you know.
It has its pros and cons to live in a fantasy world.
It has its pros and cons, yeah. You could lose your mind, that's the con.
Yeah.
But the pro is everything turns out all right.
Menefreghismo, menefreghista, c'è il menefreghismo, 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 menefreghismo.
Norm MacDonald is a stand-up comedian and a fictional memoirist. His new book is called Based on a True Story, a memoir. His new stand-up special debuts on Netflix on Tuesday, May 9th. It's called Norm MacDonald, Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and...
Yeah, well, I thought this was a memoir. I thought this was...
No, it only says a memoir on it, but it's a novel. I don't know, so I was angry when it was in the nonfiction.
Yeah.
Because it's a memoir. It says a memoir, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's like if you bought Grapes of Wrath, you're like, hey, there's no grapes.
Yeah.
Or you put it in the grape section. That's smart.
Yeah.
Then everybody will find Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah.
People that like grapes.
Okay, listen.
One time I was hosting, and there was 3 guys.
I've never hosted. How many times have you hosted?
Just one time. It was a mistake.
Did it not go well?
It was all right.
Did you do Update?
No.
You didn't even do Update?
It was right after I got fired from Update. I thought it'd be funnier back then. But anyways, so there were three guys doing music, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know music, I just know old music. Like again, Lauren would go, who do you like? And I go, you like this guy,
Bobby Goldsboro.
Yeah, Bobby Goldsboro. Eddie Cantor, is he around? And Lauren go, you've got to go, you know.
So who'd they have on? Very hip.
So they
young
had
kids.
hip guys that everyone else knew except me. It was Snoop Dogg. He just changed his name, and he was angry because I kept getting it wrong. It used to be Snoop Doggy Dogg. The Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Dr. Dre.
That's a pretty heavy lineup.
Yeah, but to me it was two black guys and a white guy. So I go to introduce them.
You're beautiful.
And they're all
just trying to get this into the barn. Don't go black white on.
They were all standing like in
I'm
rap.
out there with Francis Farmer. You're about to go up and take me with you.
They were standing in rap positions, as you know, like against, and I'm about to introduce them. So they're standing in that rap position where it looks like they'll either start singing rap or pull a gun and kill you. So then I go, as a joke, I look at them, because I remember this is kind of a Letterman-y thing to do, but I go, fellas, are you ready? Are you ready? Which forces them to go shake their heads slightly. Even though they're in this crazy, dangerous
They're all posed up.
all posed up. So I thought that was funny. But then I learned later they were geniuses, and I should have befriended them rather than... I was just talking to Dre backstage. I don't know if he's a real doctor, but he did prescribe me some stuff. So I don't know. There he goes. And that leads us to our first special merit award of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, for nearly 30 years... Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "Too Puffy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. My other friend was mentally retarded. Now, I know you're not supposed to say that anymore, but that's what we said then, you know, and I understand that term. You know, it means that you're arrested. Your mental capacity has been retarded or arrested. So, anyways, I'll say Down syndrome. I don't care. I didn't say it for a long time on account of I thought people would think I was a doctor. And I'd have to hit their knee with a hammer or something. I don't know. The stewardess comes up. Flight attendant! Flight attendant! I apologize. Words are different now. When I was young, if you were a flight attendant and you were a lady, we would call you a stewardess. And if you were a flight attendant and you were a man, we would call you a... Wait, what? What are you guys thinking? Good Lord. What's wrong with you? I'm outraged. I'm outraged, I tell you. I'm outraged at what you are thinking. Just because I paused for a second. I was going to say a steward. If you're a flight attendant, you were male, we used to call you a steward, you know? But words have changed, folks. That's the way things go, man. They're always going to be different. You know, words, they change. That's why I can't understand goddamn Shakespeare, you know? I remember one time when I was a little boy, I went up to my dad, I said, "Dad, I think I'm a little girl." And he said, "I thought you had a cock." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, you got me." Now, the only reason I tell you that is to show how hateful we were back then. You know what I'm saying? Now, every person knows that people are nuanced. They're not all evil or all good, you know. My dad did good stuff, you know. He was in the Second World War. You know, he fought Hitler. I mean, you know, he had help. It wasn't like he didn't have a fist fight with Hitler. But I'm saying he liberated us from what could have been the icy grip of Nazism. How about that? So that was his good side, you know? His evil side was this crazy idea he had that having a cock had something to do with being a boy. I don't even know, you know, where you could come up with such an idea. Nowadays, we can't even wrap our heads around that kind of thinking. But people used to actually think that. Isn't that something? Now,
In other ways, my father was very progressive. For instance, we had a gender-neutral bathroom. You know, I used it, my brother used it, my sister used it, my mother used it. Anybody, didn't matter what gender you were. And you know what I was way ahead on? Slut shaming. I was always against that.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this world so unsteady.
I don't like words that hide the truth. I don't like words that conceal reality. I don't like euphemisms or euphemistic language. And American English is loaded with euphemisms because Americans have a lot of trouble dealing with reality. Americans have trouble facing the truth. So they invent a kind of a soft language to protect themselves from it. And it gets worse with every generation. For some reason, it just keeps getting worse.
I think I heard Matthew Perry once in an interview. I think he basically said he invented sarcasm. I think he said that. Norm was on Saturday Night Live. Norm tells the best fucking stories about some of those celebrities that went through there. And Matthew Perry had an assistant and said, you know, he said to Norm, Matt wants to do a sketch that he wants you to be in where he talks like he does on Friends. He calls it Matt speak. And Norm said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you know, he invented a way of talking, the way he talks on Friends, Matt speak. And he showed him a clip, and Norm said, are you talking about sarcasm? Matthew Perry called sarcasm. He renamed it Matt speak.
Hilarious.
And Norm goes, you're talking about sarcasm?
What about the black-eyed couple?
They should have just said to him, oh, that was really good.
I think one of the younger writers said, I think Matthew Perry is a genius. And I think that's what it was. And Norm said, is he good at math or something? Harvey Weinstein was holding court. He was talking about he had seen that scene of alternative comedy, and he had seen somebody that everybody, you know, was kind of at that moment was the king of that. That's all. And you know, Harvey Weinstein, I've been in, like, seen him at work. He's a very, like, obnoxious, like, he just yells shit out that he thinks is brilliant, like Stephen Wright jokes or something. Right. You know, you can't have everything. Where would you put it? You know, stuff like that. So he goes, he says this guy's name, and Norm's sitting there. He's on with Lorne and everybody, and he's holding, and Harvey Weinstein says this person's name and goes, I think Sons is a genius. And then he looks at Norm and goes, Norm, what do you think? And Norm goes, is he good at math or something? And it's like, okay.
All right, Artie, first things first. You and Chris Farley on the Dirty Work set.
Oh, wow. Dirty Work was his last movie, Farley.
Right.
And in between shooting Dirty Work and dying, he did Saturday Night Live. He hosted it. So Norm said he's out of control. You got to come to the after party to help me watch him. That's how out of control he was. I was asked to watch
Norm MacDonald and Artie Lang are babysitters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So Norm leaves for a couple of minutes, and I see Chris disappear into a bathroom with Andy Dick. True story. 5 minutes he's in there. He comes out giggling. Norm comes back and goes, what's going on? I go, bad news, man. He went into a bathroom with Andy Dick for 5 minutes, and, you know, there's only two reasons a guy goes into a bathroom with Andy Dick, and neither one is good. And without missing a beat, Norm said, holy fuck, I hope he's high. So, good news, he was high.
Speaking of Norm.
Oh, there he is.
You and Norm.
Yeah, well, there's a few guys I could point to who helped, took a chance on me when I was either going to go to the joint or rehab, and it was Norm, Howard, and Quincy Jones who did Mad TV. We did a buddy comedy together. We met at the audition. I got terrible reviews when it came out. My hometown paper said Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist. True story. That's what the guy said in the review. So Norm said to me, hey, man, that's fucking great. A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist. He does things that are so ballsy. It takes a lot of risks, and it makes him fun, but also makes him very dangerous.
One more for you, Artie.
There you go.
There's no one better to talk to about show business than Norm because he's brutally honest about it. Like, I'll try to tell the story quick.
Go ahead.
When Norm had his last sitcom on Fox, right? He invited me to go to the upfronts with him. You know, that big thing where they introduce the shows to the advertisers? Yeah. So the head of Fox, this guy, Sandy Grushow, right out of Beverly Hills High, like permanent tan, permanent fake smile on his face.
Right.
The head of Fox goes up to Norm, And it's Norm and Jason Bateman, whose show had premiered, and all
Right.
these Fox people. Goes up to Norm and says, right in front of me and a bunch of people, goes, Norm, I want to let you know that your show is the highest tested show we've had in Fox history. And Norm goes, wow, man, thanks. That's unbelievable. Wow. And then Grushow leaves and goes to talk to Jason Bateman. So this other executive at Fox, this woman Tracy, something comes over and goes, where's Sandy? He was just here. And Norm goes, he's over there telling Bateman that his show is the highest tested show in the history of Fox.
See,
So
that's what I'm telling you.
Norm gets it. There's another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate it. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
That was a great one, man.
Wait, what is this? They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got about a good one. What?
So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan. And it's after pages of, I've never seen someone do better character work. Norm's quote is, he seems gay to me. He goes, I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay who seems so gay. But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey.
Feelings flowing up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into. What do you mean?
Oh, I love that.
You want to hear? Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go.
We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on it. Every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top to like, oh my God, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out. Right. She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee Hammer. Back off.
Yeah, right.
Come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something.
Right.
So that's the goof. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine if you will. And Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro.
Right.
So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine if you will, second time, and Kattan would go, oh my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has an audience, and it's being filmed.
Right.
And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set.
Right.
He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
No, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
And he's like, hey, imagine, 10, 9, and we're on. Hey, imagine if you will. And he knew the deal.
Right.
Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Kattan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And I'm like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. Where Mike, the whole audience is listening. He's like, oh, my God, Kattan. Norm, you've been a salad. Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, you're gonna... Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of... 10 seconds! Norm turns to Kattan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Everyone, why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. I'm like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice.
it.
And Kattan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
Hi, I'm Norm MacDonald. You know, a while back I met myself underneath the Queensboro Bridge. I employed this copy of myself, and while the man earned his coin, I gazed at the water channel and suddenly saw my whole career in clips. Then my vision cleared. Why, that man wasn't Norm. He didn't even look like me. Not a day goes by that I don't think of that guy and how much I hate his guts.
I know it's time to close my eyes to old ends, open up to new friends, leave our heart in Berlin, where the tables turning, seeking out the...
Now what else do we have here?
Oh, a curling stone. You know what these are made of? I always took them for granite. Last time I take a joke from Martin Short. All right. You're Canadian. You know, this is an incredible thing I read. The curling, which we get excited about every 4 years.
Phenomenal.
That is not a renewable. Do you know what those are made of? The curling stones?
The stones?
I don't really know.
Aren't they goiter?
I've always taken them for granted. Hey, we'll be back with more in a moment. Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night. I saw speed skating, and my goodness, you know, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord! There was an East German woman. I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was. Oh my goodness. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see.
I know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all out.
The Olympic Committee has been dealing with this issue forever. You know, back when I was competing in the 70s, they would, all the women, especially the Soviet women, East German women, had to get saliva tests.
Right.
Yeah, remember that?
I remember they would wear, their outfits would be so tight, sometimes you could see their penis.
Yeah, the Eastern Bloc.
I wasn't looking down there, but I'm glad you were. Yeah.
There's questions that came from the Twitterverse or whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Do you want to hear them?
What else could we do with them?
Stand-ups
Hear them.
sometimes secretly want to play a dramatic role. Have you ever seen a guy?
No, stop.
But you've seen comics, and then they're on a show, and they're a guy that's soft in the head. And,
Yeah. This is from Twitter. I'm much more interested in
Okay.
That's a regular person.
Okay. But what do you think of that? Like I've seen Burl. And
I feel sorry for them.
do you feel, this is how I feel, and I think maybe you agree with this. To be a comic actor, so rare. Isn't it? And
You mean comic / actor?
no, a comic actor. Like my favorite movie
John
is
Ritter?
my favorite movie. Yes, like John Ritter. My favorite movie is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because I love John Candy in it so much. And to be a comic,
he's Canadian.
Yeah, but to be a comic actor is so rare, and to be a dramatic actor is so common that why would a great comic actor want to be a
1,000%.
actor?
1,000%. I thought this when I was a kid, starting out in the business. When in my 20s, I said, why? Somebody asked me, would you ever do a dramatic role? I go, they got people for that.
Right.
They got millions of people for that.
Yeah.
Let those people do it. The greatest thing in the world is a funny guy. It relieves the burden of life.
Did you like that movie, that Preston Sturges film?
It's my favorite movie.
Sort of encapsulates
Sullivan's
that?
Travels.
Oh, that's your favorite movie.
It's the greatest movie. Well, The Graduate's my favorite movie to watch as a movie.
Yeah.
But for what it's about.
But what Sullivan's Travels is exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly what you're talking about. And did you say
How about you? Is that
I love Sullivan's Travel
important to you?
for that because it surprised me. I didn't expect it.
Right. What surprises you about me?
What surprises
you about me?
You mean just during this interview?
Just in general.
You seem kind.
That's surprising?
Uh-huh. Because I would think you're cold.
Right.
And yet you're warm.
Oh, thank you.
And in your eyes, I always go by eyes.
Again.
I always go by eyes.
You should.
Who's funnier than Kevin?
I can't think of anyone. Well, Nick Swardson.
Well, I don't know.
I love Kevin. No, Kevin's
Kevin's
the best.
been around forever.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's
you know,
kind
I
of
love
a hero
Kevin.
of Nick. Okay, so here's a. It was mid-May of 2013. America was dancing to the music of Justin Bieber and Beyonce, and they were laughing at the story of a comic by the name of Kevin Nealon.
Get out there, and the next morning I call him to wake him up to go. He's sound asleep. I got to call him like 3 times and knock on his door. And then he gets up and he goes, I can't find my shoes. He's like being a little kid.
Sounds like
And
every
then-
day getting him to this podcast.
And then we go to the driving range, and Jim McClain's his big instructor. We're getting lessons, and Norm is arguing with him about how to hit the ball right.
That's one of my favorite stories that we've taught. We've heard in the last 9 episodes since we started.
No, he's hilarious,
Yeah.
man. I mean, he's right up there with Nick Swardson, like tied for funniest dude. Guy has to make a fucking competition out of it. Anyways.
That's what I loved about the Larry King episode. You got to see him out of his element and something, you know?
Well, he's on Hulu, which is a cool thing.
Oh, Hulu's the best. I watch it every day.
Yeah. Is it better than Nick Swardson?
I mean, I like Nick.
Well, you know who's coming up?
Nick Swardson.
Yeah, you're a lover.
No, I love him.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's fine.
Terry, Reno 911, Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
Gay Robot. That guy was hilarious. Is.
It says here on your license that your eyes are blue, but they're not blue.
What are they?
They're the Caribbean Sea with a full moon shining down under a Smurf's delicate balls.
Is hilarious.
He's going to be here. Really? He's funnier than Kevin Nealon, according to you. No, we just want to
I
start
love Kevin Nealon
But it
as
would be
well.
cool to start a show business feud on the program.
That would be a very peculiar showbiz feud.
Nealon and Nikki?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with Nick Swardson momentarily. Nick Swardson, he's wearing a Gay Robot t-shirt.
Hey, man. Hey, man. That's Gay Robot right there.
That's where I first knew of you, from Sandler's album.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was the coolest.
This is the only shirt that'll suck your dick. True story. For the record, Kevin Nealon's way funnier than me. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
you
say
love
that.
Nealon.
I love Nealon.
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood so good.
I'm told by Nick Swardson that he's come up with a new impression for his act, known for his impressions. What is it again?
This is Mr. Furley talking to the 20-year-old girl he just woke up next to. Or no, he's in the middle of sex with her. I'm coming in your butt!
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
your mouth is my toilet!